Hey, what's up, everybody? This is your boy AJTRIP. Welcome to That's a Shoot, weekly episodic show. We're talking about what's going on in the world of professional wrestling. This is a program, This is the last time that I will be doing a video, predictions video, Saturday morning on a Saturday night show. Um, Now, the reason why I've been doing it this way is because since they might make a addition to the match Friday evening. So I wanted to, doing Friday Night SmackDown, so that I wanted to have the full update, you know, for Saturday show. And there's still a couple Saturday shows coming in the future. But what I, what I, what I'm going to start doing, um, after today is I think I'm going to start recording it Friday night. I'm going to start recording it Friday night, right after SmackDown, and it'll be up at that time, so then you guys can, when you wake up in the morning on Saturday, you can watch my predictions video Saturday morning. But I think I'm gonna start doing that because I think that's just gonna be a lot better doing that than trying to get it put out on the same day, because it takes a pretty hefty time. Not hefty, but it takes a good amount of time to record, then to edit, and then to upload. And then by the time it uploads, it is like 2 o'clock, and it's 5 hours away, and then nobody watches it. Then listen, to be very honest, no one watches it anyway. But I think more chance people watching it if I do it at night, when it's still on Friday night, when it's still a chance to catch it, while the thing is still out, because I could put it out on Twitter as with the hashtag of SmackDown, something like that, so it's still some people could watch it. And I just think, it'll be all in all a better operational way of doing this. So next pay-per-view is the Clash at the Castle. That's on a Saturday. And that definitely has to be done at nighttime, because I think that's in England. So I think it's gonna be like, I think it's gonna be like probably 2 or 3 o'clock here. When it's done. When it's starting to do over there in England. So, but this is the programming note for everybody. So yeah. All right. So now let's get to predicting. We got SummerSlam 2022 tonight. Let's go ahead and let's get started. Let's just start right off the match that was made past Monday. The Mysterios versus Judgment Day, no disqualification. Um, Edge, it's been reported Edge was supposed to be at Madison Square Garden. There's also some reports that Edge and Beth Phoenix was going to be a part of SummerSlam. Who knows if those changes have changed? Edge can get a flight there to New York. So who knows if the things have changes, and who knows what changes happen because of Triple H. So, um, but the Judgment Day has lost so much in the Mysterios. You would think that they could not lose again to the Mysterios, could they? But maybe this is a way to just get rid of the Judgment Day altogether. Mysterios finally beats them. Maybe they implode and then they go away, because the Judgment Day I thought was a great gimmick. I thought it was going to be a great platform for everyone. Vince wanted to go in a more spooky direction, and Edge wanted to take it another direction. Now, who knows? Because Vince isn't around anymore, maybe they will let Edge do it, and Edge will come back and help the Mysterios. But I don't know. Mysterios got their win at MSG Monday Night Raw, the Ray's 20th anniversary. So this was a tough one because I just don't know how they're going to go. Because stuff says that it is that the Judgment Day should win this. Right, the Judgment Day should win this because they need it the most. But again, we're heading in a new era. We don't know what's going to happen. So I'm just going to say that Mysterio's win and see what happens. This one, could be this. Anyone could win, but I'm just going to pick the Mysterios. Next, Logan Paul versus The Miz. This one to me seems easy. It's got to be Logan Paul. I think because celebrities have not lost matches in WWE right when they wrestle. No celebrity has. I mean, hell, Kevin Federline beat John Cena. So celebrities don't lose matches. And if we want to say, well, Pat McAfee lost to Vince at WrestleMania, okay, fine, but I'm not necessarily sure that one we're calling Pat McAfee a celebrity, even though he is a celebrity, he's a famous. I think Pat McAfee is probably more on the line of being a WWE superstar than he is like, you know, then he slides less to mean a celebrity, but that's neither here nor there. If you want to do it, that's fine. I kind of think that's one of those things where it's, mm. um. So yeah, I think Logan Paul wins this. I think the big thing is how good can this match be, because the tag match at WrestleMania was it was very good. And it was good because he had three people in the ring, even though Dominic is as you may say Dominic is as green as he is, but you had Ray and you had Miz, two veterans who could guide him along, put him in the right places, right? And Miz is going to be in there. Miz is a veteran, but is it going to be? How this exactly how good is it going to be? And also Logan Paul was being the heel. He was being a heel, and this one he is the baby face. So this one is it's going to be a wild ride for this one. But and while I'm wondering how good this one's going to be, predictions wise, I think this is no brainer. I think this is the easiest one to pick on the show. I think that's Logan Paul. For the United States Championship, Bobby Lashley takes on Theory. Theory is she's very interesting because they've done very little really to promote this rematch. Theory has been basically talking about Brock Lesnar and Roman Reigns. Now, maybe that's the story. Maybe the story is that Theory has focused so much on trying to be the WWE Universal Champion, in the last man standing match, that he hasn't taken one, ounce of he hasn't, given 1 ounce of thought to the United States Championship match with him and Bobby Lashley. And maybe that plays into the Universal Championship. So match later on in the night. Um, I think, especially so I don't know. Again, this could be one of those things here that I don't know where Vince was going with it. And I don't know what Triple H could be going with, because Triple H could say, well, I think that, we need to give Theory back the United States Championship because he's going to either cash in and lose, or the cash in stays in late, and we still need Theory to be a major part of the show, because that's what I think it is. I think that many people would think that maybe Triple H is going to just say, Theory isn't, Theory was Vince's project. He's not mine. I'm not going to do this for Theory, but I don't think so. This is Triple H brought Theory in. He brought him into NXT. So, he kept him around when there were allegations from the thing in 2020 when everybody was talking about speaking out movement. So, you know, I think that Theory is okay and where he's going to be. Maybe he won't be as, top dollar, no pun intended, as Theory as Vince wanted him to be, but I think he's still going to be around the upper mid card to main event stage, through his time here. So that being said, as for this match, I don't know. I'm just going to say Bobby Lashley wins. For the undisputed WWE Tag Team Championship, the Usos go head up against the Street Profits, special guest referee Jeff Jarrett. Now, again, this is one of these things where wrestling history would say that this is the night that the Street Profits, they beat the Usos, right? And they become the undisputed WWE Tag Team Champions. But there's also a thing where we're trying to get, I feel like we're trying to get the Usos to be longer reigning champions than the New Day. You know what I'm saying? That's what that's where we seem to be headed. But once again, that was Vince. This is Triple H. What's going to happen? I don't know. I think this could be another great match. This could be still a show. I worry about it. I kind of think this should be. I kind of think that this should do. They should do what happens on WWE 2K22. Since this is going to be such a great match, put this on first. Just put this on first, so that you don't wear out a match. You can put Bobby Lashley and Theory on second again, because again I'm not sure how that is going to be. But if you make the mistake of putting this on like in the middle, then afterwards putting on Logan Paul and the Miz, there's a good chance the crowd may not care because they don't like Logan Paul and the Miz to begin with. All right, so. But yeah, I think the Usos are going to win. I'm going to stick with my original thought that I think they're going to try to get the Usos to go past the New Day's record before they lose it. So I'm going to say the Usos. Pat McAfee takes on Happy Corbin. Again, about maybe another celebrity match. Again, if you consider Pat more of a celebrity than a WWE superstar. So again, I think Happy Corbin is Happy Corbin is the guy who is always going to be booed. So and he's always going to be able to get heat back and things like that. So beating Happy Corbin isn't a big thing. It isn't a big deal. So I'm going to say that Pat McAfee wins and beats Happy Corbin. I think the question is this can this be another pretty darn good match? Another good match from Pat McAfee. Had a great match with Adam Cole a couple years ago during the pandemic, and then the War Games match later that year was I thought really was pretty good as well. Then of course he had the match earlier this year against Austin Theory. Vince McMahon, whatever. But now we have Kevin Corbin, so we'll see. But I think the winner here is Pat McAfee. For the Raw Women's Championship, Bianca Belair versus Becky Lynch. Now, there are two theories going on about this match. One, they're going to do this year what they did last year, except in reverse. Bianca Belair is going to beat Becky Lynch in 26 seconds, right? That's how it's going to be. That could have been why the original lineup had 9 matches, you know, with Rollins and Riddle, and um, well, they've done a story about Riddle being taken out of SummerSlam, so we'll get to that after the we talk about the main event. But I have a we'll see about that. We're gonna doing those extra credit questions. But so yeah, they could have done that, and then the other 8 matches could have had the time that they need to do here. So um, and then there's another theory that they go on and they just have a regular match, obviously. Um, I can see both happening, but in both occasions, I think Bianca Belair wins and beats Becky Lynch. When Bianca beat Becky at WrestleMania, that was Becky started talking about her wanting it to be her comeback story and what he needed to do, and I don't know if that continues, right? I don't know if that continues. So I'm gonna say Becky Lynch wins, retains the title no matter what situation they do, and I think this will continue the downward spiral of Becky Lynch, and I'm hoping to see where that actually goes even further. So it should be a fun match. Might steal the show again. So there's another thing that Logan Paul and Miz they might be shit out of luck, and there's no matter where they're being put, it's just not gonna be enough. So, but I'm gonna say Bianca Belair wins. For the SmackDown Women's Championship, Liv Morgan takes on Ronda Rousey. Um, so I think Liv is one of those people that has been looking to do what she can, and to me this seems like just a perfect time for Charlotte Flair to come back, and interrupt this match. Now, the question is that which person does she touch first? Does she touch, does she touch Ronda first? Does she touch Liv Morgan first? Because then that decides on the winner. Because I think that's the way this goes. Now, I think that she could touch Ronda Rousey first. Now, so Ronda Rousey would get the victory, but Liv Morgan would still retain as champion. Well, she could do Liv Morgan first. Who knows? Um, That's the only question. That's why I think this makes this the second hardest match to predict behind the Mysterios and Judgment Day. I'm gonna say Ronda Rousey because I just think she'll have more she has more history with her than Liv Morgan, but I think she's going to absolutely take on Liv Morgan. She wants that SmackDown Women's Championship as well. So I think this is I kind of think this. I think this is the way that it happens, really, because I really think when they did the cash in, Ronda was limping, something like that. So it maybe made sense that Liv Morgan would pin Ronda Rousey, but you know, we're talking about Liv Morgan, who is you know she's not a better wrestler than Ronda, so she can out wrestle her and beat her, like a Charlotte Flair could. And she's not a better fighter than Ronda Rousey, so that she could outfight her. No one is really, she's like that, and she's not. Liv Morgan isn't treacherous enough that where she could, you know, out sneak Ronda Rousey like Becky Lynch did in WrestleMania 35. But I think so to have Liv Morgan beat Ronda Rousey just like this is not that wouldn't make sense. So I think the way Liv Morgan would beat Ronda Rousey would be if Charlotte Flair would interfere. That being said, I get, like I mentioned earlier, I think it's going to happen the other way around. I think Charlotte Flair is going to beat Ronda Rousey. Is going to disqualify. Going to hit Ronda Rousey first, disqualify her, and then she'll jump Liv Morgan. And she'll stand tall after the match, or maybe do the thing where the two BV would jump Charlotte, and she'll have to walk away with the leg between her legs. But I don't think they're going to do that. I think Charlotte's going to jump both of them and stand tall. So, but she'll hit Ronda Rousey first, so she'll win the match by disqualification, but Liv Morgan will retain. And for the undisputed WWE Universal Championship, last man standing, Roman Reigns versus Brock Lesnar. It should be great. And this is another match that I think could be very interesting in how they do this, right? Because they could go out there and just have, a 30-minute match where they destroy each other, and it's, it is what it is, right? Or they could easily, do to Brock Lesnar what they did to John Cena, and just have Roman Reigns absolutely destroy Brock Lesnar, and it just becomes a shit kicking, and Brock Lesnar maybe gets one F5, maybe two, maybe a suplex here or there, but really it's Roman domination from the start to beginning, just like in that Brock Lesnar John Cena match from 2014, I think. So it's any way it goes. There is theory with theory cash in, and then there's also the thing of maybe would they actually put Seth Rollins, since he doesn't have a match, would he put Seth Rollins in this match and keep make it a triple threat, not last man standing? Who knows? Easy way for Brock Lesnar to win the title off of Roman Reigns, and not have Roman Reigns be pinned, and maybe vice versa, same thing, have Seth Rollins get the title and not, and not have it be pinned on the Roman Reigns pin him. But again, I think Roman Reigns, like I mentioned earlier, the Usos, I think they're waiting, to take the title off the Usos once they get past the New Day record. And I kind of feel like they're waiting to take the title off of Roman Reigns once he gets 1,000 days as champion. And that mark doesn't happen until May 29th, 2023. So I think for me, and this is the biggest thing, just for me, right? I think they've made Roman such a big deal that taking the title off of Roman Reigns needs to mean something. Now there are reports that the main event in England is Drew McIntyre versus Roman Reigns for the WWE Championship. I don't think you take it off of Drew there. I don't think you take it off of Roman and put it on Drew there. I just don't. To me, there's only like there's only three things. There's only three people who take the title off of Roman Reigns. I think it's Braun Breaker, it's Seth Rollins, and it's Cody Rhodes. And if it is Seth Rollins, it's not tonight. It happens at the Royal Rumble. And then Cody comes back, wins the Royal Rumble, and then you have Cody Rollins at the main event of WrestleMania. Actually, Braun Breaker, I think Braun Breaker could be, if you really wanted to push out this Roman Reigns thing all the way, and then have Braun Breaker beat him at WrestleMania 40, which is going to be in Philadelphia. By the way, I don't know why they just won't go back to the Garden for WrestleMania. I just don't know why for these big ones. They went back for 10. They went back for 20. Should have gone back for 30, and they should have went back for they should go going to 40. But I don't know. At least, especially if you're gonna do 2 days, because they're doing the fucking 2 day thing again. At least, go to New York, have your, go night one be in the MetLife Stadium, and then night two be in the Garden. But anyway, so it would be somewhere down the line with Braun Breaker. But and I just think that's a long shot. I think that's a long shot, especially I think when Cody, when WWE signed Cody and Cody appeared, I think that really became a thing where he's probably at some point going to be champion, within the next year and a half. And so, yeah, so I think I think that what they're looking for Roman is the 1,000 day mark before he, and then after that, at any time after that, he could lose it. So that's just the way I see it. So yeah, I'm going to choose Roman Reigns to win. I can't wait to see how they do this match and how and what happens. This year, I stopped doing extra credit questions with my predictions. Um, I just felt like I wasn't. I felt like that it as it was fun doing them. Sometimes I would forget to do them, and sometimes I couldn't think of an extra credit question to go around anything like that. So I just thought, just go ahead and just do the predictions and let it be done with it. But I do have 3 extra credit questions that I'm not going to count towards my tally. These are just going to be extra credit questions on the side to see if I was right or wrong. So first extra credit question. Will Siri cash in? I'm going to say no. I'm going to say no. He does not cash in for whatever reason. Whether he gets beat up by Bobby Lashley too much to cash in, or whether someone stops him from cashing in after the main event, or if it is one of those things I predict where Roman Reigns just destroys Brock Lesnar in like 3 minutes, and then you're like, well, shit. Roman Reigns isn't, Roman Reigns isn't, he isn't ready. He's not beat down enough for Austin to cash in. Austin Theory to cash in. So I'm gonna say no. He does not cash in. Second extra credit question: does Bayley make a return? I'm gonna say yes. There's been reports that Bayley was about a month and a half ago that she was getting back training, starting back to training, getting back in the ring. It's been over a year. She does. She tore her ACL. At least I think she might have torn other ligaments. There was some reports that that she would be you know out until after WrestleMania with her knee surgery, and there's also a report earlier in the year that she had a setback. So who knows? But I think that she's ready to make her return. I think that after Becky Lynch, Bayley comes out and reintegrates that feud, because that was the match that was supposed to happen, you know, last year before she got injured. And I think they could go right into it in the same stipulation at the same stipulation. I don't. I think they could go into it to, well. The next match is in Extreme Rules. The next pay-per-view is the England pay-per-view. So, but they still could do it. They still do it. They could do that England I Quit match. So, but I think Bayley will return. And the last integrated question: will Seth Rollins have a match? They announced that and this is just a work, that Riddle had a stinger, and until Filling comes back, he would not be able to perform. And Seth Rollins put on Twitter that he would put an apology and talking about I really wanted to perform for the fan that worked 6 months for this, and it just sometimes stuff doesn't happen. Triple H quote tweeted that and saying, "I see you, I hear you." So could Seth Rollins have a match at SummerSlam? I still say yes. I think we may hear something later today. during the pre-show or whatever about Seth Rollins having a match tonight. Um, so I'm going to say yes. But again, these do not count towards my predictions. My predictions, here they are, as it's stated right now, 8 of them. Mysterio's beat the Judgment Day. Logan Paul beats The Miz. W. Lashley beats Theory. The Usos beat the Street Profits. Mcafee beats Happy Corbin. Bianca Belair beats Becky Lynch. Ronda Rousey beats Liv Morgan. I am saying that it's by DQ. Like I did this at Money in the Bank. But I said probably Lashley would win, but he would win by DQ, and he won the title. So watch this happen with Ronda Rousey tonight as well. But Ronda Rousey is going to beat Liv Morgan, and Roman Reigns conquers the Beast. So there you have it. Those are my predictions for tonight's SummerSlam. Make sure you join me here afterwards for the regular action to SummerSlam 2020. We could be talking about some surprising stuff that happened tonight. Who knows? But yeah, we're going to talk about it. Make sure you click the notification bell so that when I go live, we can talk about it and talk about what went down on SummerSlam. Don't forget to post your comments down below and tell me what you guys think. Give me your predictions of what's going to happen tonight and what's going to what you think of my predictions. Like the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel, and as always, thank you guys so much for watching. This is your boy AJTRIP signing off. As always, be good to each other, y'all. Be careful out there, and I am out.